Why Angle Why? For Angle Eyes, try Kurt Eyes. They make you see with better intensity, integrity, and intelligence. Wow. I'm John Renton with the retro review of WWE Smackdown from November 1st, 2001. The final push to Survivor Series 2001 and the Raw afterwards, and then maybe the rest of 2001. Who the fuck knows? I sure as fuck don't. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. I don't even own pants. I only own shorts. Have fun on seeing that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. Let me know your thoughts on the entire invasion angle, because it's been a minute since I've done one of these reviews. I basically piled in everything for September and October into, well, August and September, because I covered the New Japan G1 Climax 31 tournament, and I figured why not pick it up right at the end of October, considering I only got a couple days until it's the 20-year anniversary of this show. So yeah, I'm going to be packing in a bunch more retro reviews because I got a lot of shit that I'm going to do. And also, I had some free time on my hands. So they're in Cincinnati, Ohio, and this is a power-packed episode. Yeah, there was some dodgy shit, finishes and stuff like that, as you were going to get during the invasion angle, because they just torched through so much goddamn shit. Even with the guys that were on the sidelines, with their guaranteed contracts and wrestling elsewhere, but not wanting to come to WWE, my fucking goodness. They were just doing whatever the fuck they want. It was absolutely insane. So, why did Angle turn? We find out tonight. And Cole and Taz on commentary. Rock comes out to a pop, and it's Rock and Jericho versus Test and Booker T for the WWE Tag Team Championships. But can they get along? No, they can't. Because on the last Raw that I reviewed all the way back in fucking September, on October 29, 2001, just a mere couple days before that, they were unlikely tag partners that somehow managed to survive and retain the tag team championships. Well, the sharpshooters really goddamn shit. That Rock sharpshooter's so fucking bad. Hot tag to Jericho. Jericho and Test, Canadian on Canadian action. Really sad the Test would not survive this decade. So, The Rock comes back in, an accidental missile drop kick right to Dwayne's Rock Hard Johnson, and a big boot to the face for 3. Rock took a lot of fucking pinfalls after his comeback in, July of 2001. In just a few months. I didn't realize just how many pinfalls he took. I mean, I obviously watched all the Invasion Angle stuff, and I watched this stuff as it happened. But during this rewatch, I'm like, for as big of a star as Rock was, he took a lot of pinfall losses. I mean, sure, it was via shenanigans and a whole bunch of stuff, but still. Anyway, Rock and Jericho, they're having a stare down, and then they start to have a battle, and they start to beat each other and everything, and Jericho's trying to anger Rock with a volley of repeated strokes to his Rock Hard Johnson. Very, very uncomfortable for everybody. And rock bottom, and then a rock bottom again, and Rock's like, haha, I put you down, but don't worry. We're going to be on Team WWF because can they get along? Of course they can, because the WWF, and by the way, just want to plug again this sweet t-shirt that my sister bought and painted that logo from, Googling it. The Google machine, as the kids say. I think they call it the Google machine. My point is, one of my most treasured possessions. Vince is yelling at Rock backstage. It's like, calm down, this is no time to panic. Rock, stop panicking! Basically, he was doing that because he was yelling a whole bunch. And Rock says that he will whoop that ass at Survivor Series, and then Jericho comes in. We get a pull apart between the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla and the Rock Hard Johnson. Not the only time we get to see Johnson and Jericho in a pull apart. Johnson and Jericho just sounds like a really, really bad, knockoff shampoo. It gives you vibration or vibrance, lush, and volume, and also, makes you raise the people's eyebrow, which I can only do like that. I can't actually raise my eyebrow one at a time. Even though it basically just looks like I'm having an aneurysm. So anyway, Lita is talking to Jeff. That's a bad bruise. And then Jeff's checking out Lita, but the way it looks, Matt's like, oh, well, I hated to interrupt your moment. They're implying that Matt's abusive. That storyline always works out well. Beaver cleavage, everybody. Remember that? Sorry if you remember that. I'm really sorry if you remember that. I'm sorry for dredging up that memory, but if I have to live with this shit, then so do all of you people. What do you mean, you people? What I mean is people like the Hardys and Lita taking on the Dudleys and Stacy. Here in gender match, Stacy's trying to top Lita. Stop thinking about it, Zach. I know you're thinking. Stop it, Zach. Get some help. And then later, Jeff slaps Stacy's ass. Once again, Zach. Stop thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it. You're a great guy, Zach. I just have to say, because I know you love Stacy. So, later, Devon had a table out and then got wood right in his face. I hate when that happens. Man, whenever I get wood out, I don't intend to have it smacked into my face. Not unless, not unless, like, I'm just in the right mood. You gotta have the right lighting and the right candles. And you just gotta have the right sense. And I lost my train of thought. Moving on from that, we get Jeff checking on Lita after Matt accidentally did knock her down. That was inadvertent. 3D to Matt, 1, 2, 3. This would lead, by the way, to Jeff and Matt splitting up for all of like a few weeks, being written off until the 2002 Royal Rumble, where they come back and then they get destroyed by The Undertaker. Why did Angle do what he did? He stole everything that he said he was. American hero, stands for truth, justice, and the American way. USA, USA, USA. And he says that he's a winner. Everyone's a winner, and now MIA's Paper Plane song is stuck in my head. All I want to do is Nope, I'm confusing that song. Just going to move on from that because I don't really know hip-hop very well. I can barely hip or hop or hip-hop, and if I hip-hop, I won't stop because I'll just tumble right down the hill and get to the bottom of these references. So, terrible. God, I fucking suck at this shit. So, he wants to be a role model like Stone Cold. He wants to abuse his wife. That's what Stone Cold did, and the fact they ignored that in that autobiography, or the biography, rather, that they did on A&E. Kind of bad, and then they did a hit piece on Randy Savage. If you're going to do it for one, do it for the other. So, he says, man, I didn't lie. I'm still who I am. And then here's Shane and Austin right there with him, and they're going to lead Team Alliance to victory. About that. Funny how Team Alliance was basically just pretty much all WWE members, I think, outside of, well, it was RVD and Booker. And I think everybody else is just whatever, so fucking stupid. So Kirk Angel and Kane took on each other, and it was for Kirk Angel's WCW US Championship that he won from Rhino. Yes, he is somehow the US champion. They were really doing a lot of weird shit here. Started fast, good pace. Basically, Austin ended up hitting Kane with a chair repeatedly when the referee was distracted because Little Nate was always like that. Taker gives chase, and then Kurt keeps targeting the ankle, trying to go for the ankle lock, getting the ankle lock, but Kane fights out, does hit a chokeslam at one point. But then we get an ankle lock, and Kane finally taps out. He taps out very quickly, just boom, boom, boom. Ow, why am I doing that? That's my hand. And that's it. Kane tapped out. And will he be ready for, to be on Team WWF at Survivor Series? Spoiler alert, he will. Because the Big Red Machine will rise up back on the streets. And also just launch his pyro and get eliminated in that match. Because it came down to Austin and Rock to close out the WCW versus WWE, the alliance to end it all. That's what it took. It was down to Austin and Rock between Team WCW and Team WWE. Vince McMahon didn't know what the fuck he was doing. So, Regal's talking to Tajiri and Tori. Tajiri, join the alliance. Tajiri, no. Okay, I respect that. Pulls him on the goddamn desk, starts hitting him. You're my nemesis, and then buzzsaw kick. Oh no. Regal's all angry, so they're going to have a match later. A real short match. A match that actually was shorter than it took for me just to describe that. Austin, Deborah, and Angle. Boy, this was ridiculous because it was Austin saying, I love you, Angle, love you. I fished these gold medals right out of the goddamn river. Do you know how many people I had to get in Detroit to go fish these things out? A lot of people died, Kurt. He didn't say that, but he might as well have. And Austin is irritated with Angle already. Rock and Coach. War words. Jericho, I have 3 words. Just bring it. Let's have a match for the WCW Championship one more time. Prove you can win the big one. You've taken a lot of pins, Rock, and you've kind of been, on the losing end. Do you really think you should be throwing out challenges? Then again, he is the great one, so of course he will. Austin and Angle berate RVD. You lost to Edge. Don't lose again. They just basically say that. Edge and RVD have a hardcore match. So we get a chair to the head. I'm really glad they don't do chair shots to the head anymore, at least not in any reputable company. They really shouldn't be doing it in any company, in all honesty. So, that was action all over. We get a spear after RVD jumps off the chair. Ouch. Angle, it was at a weird angle. Angle does show up a little bit later in the main event. Sorry, spoiler. The event's 20 years old. Sorry, I'm kind of spoiling everything. And Here's Test. He hits big boot to Edge, and then 5-star frog splash 1, 2, 3. RVD is the Intercontinental, or not the Intercontinental champion, but the Hardcore champion, and Edge is still the Intercontinental champion. Was what it was. Jericho says I'm going to respond to Rock's challenge by going to his locker room and getting in the fight with him. And he does. And then Regal takes on Tajiri in a quick blood feud. It is suddenly a blood feud, and it's so quick. There is, the necktie breaker, 1, 2, 3, and then a powerbomb afterwards. And he would repeat this kind of shit at Survivor Series 2001. Why? Why not? They were trying to build up Regal. It's a shame that Regal had his health issues and also had that, wellness violation in 2008 when he was King of the Ring, because he would have been WWE champion possibly. Imagine. So, Taker tells Vince, hey, I'll win the title tonight, but questioning my loyalty on Raw, you can go so to hell. So he makes his entrance on his little tricycle, and Austin gloms him, and then Taker tries to take his tricycle and almost run over him. And this was a battle that went for like 5 minutes before they even got in the goddamn ring. They spent 90% of this goddamn match outside the ring. Because even when they got in the ring, they would battle, and then they battle on the stage, and they battle here, and then they battle all over. And it looked like Taker was going to get the victory. But oh no, we get a ref bump. We get a chair to the ankle. But he can't Pillmanize him because he gets a chair to the back of the head, and also it lips around and busts him open. Austin's bleeding. Angle comes down, stuffs a 3 count. DQ, after all that, after all the liberties these guys took and everything, even after the bell started, Earl's like, nope, this guy interfering, that's too much. Let's do that. The match was really good, I will say that. They always had really, really good matches. And it's 2-on-1 beatdown. Shane comes down with a cooler of beers and said, here, celebrate. Hooray, hooray, Alliance. We're going to be alive for 2 more fucking weeks. So anyway, agree, disagree what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.